definitely something I picked up while I was in high school. I was in high school, I kind of struggled to figure out what I really liked outside of football, but we found out about a computer science program, and it was kind of something that really made me start to push myself in school a lot more. So then I took it upon myself to do some projects outside of school. So saved up for about 2 or 3 years to try to get a computer I wanted. And then, I wanted to build it from scratch. I didn't want anybody to do it for me. So I ended up doing that. And then that kind of just transitioned into college. I definitely had a lot of hard times in college. I had to reteach myself all over algebras again because, I was under the assumption that you go to college and just take computer science classes. But, that's obviously not the case. So I had to teach myself a bunch. And I had a great support staff there, though, that really helped me out a lot. And I have a great support group around me in general that helped me through some tough times. And I was able to graduate in December. So it's something I'm really proud of.
What do you hope to do with those degrees after your football career?
I definitely think I would like to do some form of development. Like I like being a part of a team. I like contributing something that, that means a lot. And I feel like you can impact a lot of people with software. So it's just something I enjoy doing on my own.
Thank you.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, good morning, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, thank you. John, when you think about the mentoring you're getting, what are some of the vets that you've found advice to be pretty valuable from, or some of those guys, and what they try to impart to you? And I have a follow-up.
Everybody here has been so helpful. Like every day in practice, I'm learning something new. I'm being put in a different situation that I wasn't put in college as far as on the field. Guys like Roby and Justin, I've constantly always gone to them. They knew right from the jump when I got here. I had watched a lot of their tape from the previous camp and from the season, and I already from the jump started asking them questions. I was really curious to learn on how they're able to play at such a high level. Both of them played really early on in their careers, and I was curious on how they did that. So, everybody in general, though, just in the secondary, is constantly always helping me, giving me tips that I've been able to add a little bit more and more each and every day. Guys on special teams, Keon, AJ, helped me out a ton, trying to learn new tricks and stuff like that. There's a lot more to the game, especially on special teams, than just running fast. So learning those little tips and stuff like that to help me out, give me an advantage, they've been really helpful.
And my follow-up, John, the Big Ten Conference was one of the first major conferences to postpone, and now they're talking about playing again. Just your thoughts on kind of what has been going on for your teammates at Penn State and the conversations you have with them and Coach Franklin and things like that on the Big Ten Conference. Thank you.
I would definitely like to see them get the opportunity to play. Those are a lot of still my best friends and a lot of brothers I still have up there, and it would be great for them to have an opportunity to be able to show their talents. And a lot of those guys came back this year, to help themselves later on and with their chances of going to the NFL. I hope to get the chance to do that now because a lot of them have certain situations in which, they need this season. This is they say it's just a game, but it's a lot more than that for people. So, I hope that they can do it, but I hope at the same time they can find a way to keep those guys safe and their family safe, though.
Aaron Reid.
Hey, John, you mentioned leaning on some of your other veteran teammates just for learning the intricacies of the game. What are some of the things that have stood out to you on the field in terms of just that have been challenging and why you made this adjustment from college to pro?
Definitely just the playbook obviously was a lot, but you learn that and then you rep it. We had a lot of time before the veterans came in where we can kind of get our reps in and stuff like that. But then when the veterans came here, just getting their input on it, I see it one way in the playbook, but how do you actually play it? How do you do certain technique to it? How do you do a certain technique within that defense? So, that's definitely been a change. And then just the pace and control that everybody plays with here. It's not always 100 miles an hour right now. It's like the receivers, they change pace, their tempo, their release will go from slow, fast to control, and then they'll snap a route off quick. Like it's just a different pace of the game, but it's been fun because every day has been a new challenge for me. And, I really enjoy that, because it allows you to grow as a player.
Sarah?
You and Bill overlapped a little bit when he was recruiting you at Penn State. What do you remember about him?
I just always remember what I really liked about him when I was being recruited was just he's very to the point, and he's going to tell you how it is, and that's what I really like, and that's what I really like in a coach, somebody who's going to tell you what you need to hear so that you can improve. Just telling you what you're good at and everything like that. That's cool, but I'm the type of person where I want you to tell me where I need to get better because I want to become a great player.
Berman?
Hey, John, who are some of the players on this team? Some of the names are probably pretty obvious. Who are some of the players on this team that you've watched from a distance, and what is it like being around guys that that you've watched from a distance? Now you're teammates with them. Who are some of those guys?
Well, I mean, I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching Roby since, he was at Ohio State. So just coming in here and seeing him and then how he plays, the control he plays with, like there's certain times where, you would be thinking that this receiver's about to attack him inside, but he just has a great feel for the game and he's able to keep his leverage and just play so patient and controlled. I'm constantly in his ear asking him questions like, yo, why didn't you bite inside on this route during this situation? Like, why did you play this like this? And he's been really receptive to that. And that's been, somebody I'm making sure I'm always around, just watching him, how he practices, how he goes about things. What does he do off the field that's allowed him to be able to play for so long and be able to excel? I asked those questions to a bunch of vets. Just everybody in the back end has been awesome with me. Justin Reid has helped me a lot after practice, just trying to slow down certain things in the game, certain concepts, bunches and stacks and things like that, and working my feet at the line. What does he like to do? Because he's also played star and nickel in the game. So just kind of being receptive to how everybody plays different things. And, there's a lot of knowledge in that room that I feel like I can learn from.
Sarah.
Do you think your attention to detail with coding and computer science carries across at all to the way you focus on football?
I think it definitely carries over as far as my preparation. But then once I hit the field, I like to let my preparation kind of take over and then play with my instincts at the same time. You don't really want to be sitting out there over analyzing things and thinking too much because it'll slow you down. So I think it helps me as far as my preparation and my attention to detail when I'm watching film and going out there every day and figuring out these are the three things I like to get better at, even if they're really small. I think it helps me with that. But then once I hit the field, I like to rely on my instincts and trust my preparation.
We'll take two more, John McClain and then Matt Musil.
John, you mentioned hard times twice. What hard times did you have to overcome? And are you talking about your knee injury, or does it extend beyond that?
I mean, I think you face hard times. Just I think pretty much everybody has something that challenges them. Hard times for me in my career obviously was a knee injury, but then handling some of the things you handle off the field, your upbringing and stuff like that. So a lot of those things I like to keep just personal. But I mean, everybody kind of has challenges, but it's how you deal with it. Making sure you put an emphasis on your mental side of the game off the field, keeping you sharp on the field. I'm one of those guys who believes what you do off the field will eventually lead into, the things that are on the field. So I try to make sure I keep them both tight and on point.
John, I'm just curious, as a rookie, but also someone who's aware of what's going on in the world, the demonstrations by other athletes and pro teams, how do you see that? And do you look to someone here on this team to decide, to help you decide how you demonstrate your feelings, or are you vocal in meetings? How do you approach that, John?
Just in general, I've never really been a really vocal guy. I've always been I felt like somebody who tries to lead by example and things. But just in terms of everything that's going on with social justice, it's been great being here because this is a team here who's very aware of everything, and I can come to them with my own feelings and experiences and get a different side of it. Certain instances that I may have gone through that I felt were unfair. And then having people here who can also relate to it, has been great for me. And those are discussions that we have on this team, and I'm grateful for that, we're very aware of what's going on.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.